Captain Crimson, Space Crusader.
It was about halfway through the summer holidays, and I was struggling to keep everything under control. Wiz was helping me keep Captain Crimson hidden and fed. And we were both keeping a close eye on Dad, who was still acting pretty weird. And his weirdness went into total overdrive after he'd been sent a letter from the library, asking if he'd give a talk about his work to the Young Readers Holiday Club, which was run by a Miss Gina Clough. And by the time the day came, Dad had worked himself up into a complete state about making a good impression on Gina. I didn't think he'd be able to string 2 words together, never mind 20 minutes worth.
Oh.
Dad.
Oh, not now, Thomas. Sorry, kiddo, but you'll have to let me panic in peace. I can't find that letter from the library. Oh.
The one you stuck up here for safekeeping.
Ah, thanks.
So, today's the big day.
Yep.
Have you got butterflies?
No. Just a herd of tap-dancing rhinos doing the conga.
You'll be fine.
Would you like me to come with you? I could help you carry some things.
Things? Do you think I should take things? What sort of things would I take?
How should I know? Things that you would need, which would help you with your talk.
You could take pencils and paper with you for the audience.
Well, why should I want to do that?
Well, you would need pencils and paper if you wanted them to write or draw anything.
Hey, I suppose I could get them to do some sketches. Maybe I should.
I would if I were you. It's always much more fun when you're in an audience and you get to join in.
More fun. Join in. Pencils, paper. I've got it. Hey, everything's snap-wrapped, guys. This talk is in the bag.
Not quite, Dad.
Why? What have I forgotten now?
Well, I don't think Miss Clough will be very impressed if you turn up in your pyjamas.
Ah.
Oh.
What are you doing, Wiz?
I said I'd wash the tablecloths from the cafe, but I didn't realise there'd be this many. It's going to take forever.
It'll be quicker to do them at the laundrette.
Oh, Thomas. That is an acy peach of an idea. Thank you.
What? I didn't mean me, Wiz. I'm supposed to be on holiday.
Take the captain with you. He can help.
Captain Crimson in a laundrette. Bring on the tap-dancing rhinos. You fancy coming to the laundrette?
Not really.
I bet you don't even know what a laundrette is, do you?
Yes, I do. Remind me.
I can't decide. What do you think about this?
I'm not sure you should wear that bow tie.
Oh, I knew it. I knew I should have bought the blue one. Where on earth am I going to find a blue bow tie at this short notice?
Would you normally wear a bow tie to go to the library?
Well, no, but I thought I should look a bit smarter today.
Well, take that grungy old bow tie off, then. You look like somebody's granddad.
Lose the bow tie, right? Got it. Right, what now? This or this?
You should wear the blue shirt.
Oh, but I always wear that.
That's why I like it. It's very you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very me, blue shirt. It is, yes. Where would I be without you, eh?
And a bow tie.
Thanks, short stuff. You're a pal.
Dad had got more and more frantic as he dashed about trying to get ready. We'd finally bundled him out the front door, but he'd pinged back in again, shouting that he'd just remembered he hadn't finished his Captain Crimson story. He had the whole thing in his head ready to tell the book club, but he'd forgotten to do the actual artwork. I'd promised that Amy and I would do it after we'd been to the laundrette for Wiz. Honestly, some holiday this had turned out to be. I'd never worked so hard in my entire life.
Hello! Goodbye! This is truly fascinating.
How can you get excited about a washing machine?
Easily. Do people really come to this place to wash clothes?
What's so strange about that?
I have never heard of such a peculiar activity. All fabrics are self-cleaning where I come from. How does it work?
Well, it's quite simple. The instructions are over there on the wall.
This I have to see. 1. Put washing in machine. 2. Fill container with powder. Powder? What powder?
Washing powder. The soap that cleans your clothes while they're in the water.
You pour water on your clothes? Whoa, what a bizarre operation. 3. Close door. 4. Insert exact money into slot. Oh, let me put the money in, please.
All right, Captain, you can do it. But we haven't finished loading yet.
Thanks, Amy. 5. Wait for wash cycle to finish before attempting to open door again. But I'm the captain. Why can't I open the door if I want to?
Because if you open the door before the water's spun away, there'll be a flood all over the floor.
Machines that cycle, doors that stop floods. This I need to experience for myself.
Need any help, love?
Madam, could you tell me where I get the powder?
And poor Mrs. Thurkettle nearly had a heart attack. Have you put the powder in yet?
I have. I did it while you two were trying to bring Mrs. Thurkettle round, and I found the slot for the coins. Look, I've got all the machines going.
Exactly how much powder did you put in, Captain?
Enough to fill all 3 containers like the instructions said. Wiz hadn't given you nearly enough, though. I had to buy loads more.
And, how much more is loads? Captain!
What?
Don't tell me you filled each washing machine up with powder.
Naturally.
They meant the container on top of the machine, not the machine itself. How are we going to stop them? I don't know.
We need to relieve the pressure. I'll open the...
No!
Go on, giddy ant.
It took 10 billion light years to mop up the bubbles, and we'd had to put the linen through 2 more washes to get all the soap out. By the time we'd got home, the deadline was really looming for the Captain Crimson story. It was a good job Dad had left us some notes. Right, let's see what Dad's given us for the beginning of the story. Here we are. Sun shone, slight breeze, beach sandy, sea warm.
Hey, I'm a space crusader, not a holiday maker. How am I supposed to be dashing and heroic on a beach?
I'm sure Dad would have thought of something. Don't you ever take your crew anywhere for a few days off?
Well, we sometimes visit Margation 12. It's a pleasant little astral island just north of Sector 23.
Well, let's base a story there then. What shall we write? I know. The sun shone, full stop.
There was a slight breeze, full stop.
The beach was sandy, full stop, and...
The sea was warm, full stop.
So let me double check. We've got the sun shone, there was a slight breeze, the beach was sandy, the sea was warm.
I don't know.
What?
Well, those sentences sound really short. Like a shopping list or something.
I suppose they are a bit snappy.
Couldn't we join the first two together?
What, like the sun shone and there was a slight breeze?
Yeah.
Okay, so the sun shone and there was a slight breeze.
Although,
Yes?
couldn't it be but? The sun shone, but there was a slight breeze.
He's right. I prefer it like that.
Right. So it's the sun shone, but there was a slight breeze. Now we need to...
Sorry, Amy.
Yes, Captain?
Well, that first bit sounds so much better. Maybe we should do the same to the next two.
Good idea. Rub it out, Ames.
Right, I'll just rub it out.
What shall we put?
The beach was sandy.
I know, but the sea was warm.
But the sea...
No.
What, no sea?
No, I meant no to the but.
No to the but.
You don't like the but?
Well, it doesn't really make sense. The beach was sandy, but the sea was warm. Perhaps we should use and.
I see what you mean. OK, and it is.
Good. The beach was sandy and the sea was warm. Do you think it's safe for me to write it down now?
Oh, yes.
No more buts. No more ands.
Although... nothing. Anyway, never mind about all that. What am I going to do that's bold, courageous and heroic?
Hang on, maybe Dad's given us a clue. Whiff of smoke, rumble in the distance, flames licking around the... Whoa, this is going to be heroic with knobs on! Volcanoes!
So, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Jeff Rickard, the man whose wonderful work breathes life into everyone's favourite comic book character, Captain Crimson.
Thank you, Miss Clough. Thanks. Hello. I've, Captain Crimson is, a special, well, he's a bit of a hero of mine. Hero, yes, yes. Pencils. Now, pencils are good, because you can...
Draw?
Draw, right. You can always draw with pencils. And luckily, we've got pencils, so let's draw. Hey, right, so, a couple of lines here. A swoosh of cape here. A bit of shading. A smudge. A wink. A handshake. And health and happiness, people. It's Captain Crimson. Yay! Right, who wants to know how it's done? Right, well, you'll need one of these, some of that, and plenty of this.
Right, so the volcanoes on the island are about to erupt, and the Margation chief has asked Captain Crimson to save his village.
Why don't we say something like... Everyone else hurried to help the villagers, while Captain Crimson tried to think of a plan.
I know. Why don't you add, it would have been much easier if only they'd had more time.
Sounds good.
It sounds good, but it isn't quite right.
Why not?
Because it's not would of, it's would have.
Is it?
Yes, it only sounds like would of when people say it quickly.
Would have, would have, would of. That's why it sounds like of. So it ought to be, it would have been much easier if only they'd had more time.
That's right.
I know Optic would blame himself. He'd say, I should have checked those... Oh, does that work the same way?
Yes.
Oh, I get it. So Optic says, I should have checked those volcanoes before we landed.
And then you'd say, it could have happened to anyone.
Naturally. I'm a truly generous leader.
Did I ever tell you about the time that the captain and his crew stopped off for a little relaxation and rest on Margation 12?
No.
Beings travel from all over the galaxy to this perfect astral island, where the tropical beach of pale green sand ripples down to meet the lapping waves of the peach-coloured sea. Now, on this particular day, the captain and his crew had parked their space pods in the shade and were soaking up a few rays. The sun shone,
But there was a slight breeze. The beach was sandy, and the sea was really warm. In the distance, a cluster of volcanoes began to grumble, and there was a whiff of smoke in the air. Perhaps the day wasn't going to be quite so relaxing after all. Widget thought he could smell smoke, but he couldn't see where it was coming from. Then he looked up and saw the volcanoes, with flames leaping from their peaks. The volcanoes are about to erupt!
We must save the Margatians.
And their village. Save us, Captain Crimson! Save us!
Captain Crimson had to think fast. The Margatians' village was about to be buried in boiling lava.
Go and lead your people to safety while we divert the lava flow. Maybe I should go with him.
I would go, but I ought to stay and help you.
I could go. Everyone else hurried to help the villagers, while Captain Crimson tried to think of a plan. It would have been much easier if only they'd had more time.
I should have checked those volcanoes before we landed.
It could have happened to anyone.
First Officer Optic suggested that they should blast a hole in the far side of each volcano.
It could slow down the flow.
But it would not stop it.
As the lava blistered its deadly way towards the Margatians' village, Captain Crimson was suddenly struck by an idea.
Quick! To the landing pods! This will be a dangerous operation, people, but it's the Margatians' only chance.
Courageously, the crew flew straight towards the blasting heat of the volcanoes. The metal on their landing pods began to melt. Just when the crew couldn't take any more, the captain bellowed the command. Now! The powerful surge of the thrusters blasted a ditch in the sand. In the nick of time, the deadly lava was diverted.
Captain, you're a hero. That could have been a disaster.
All those Margatians would have died. I should have known you'd save us. How can I ever thank you?
No need for thanks, Chief. It's all in a day's work.
Thanks very much, Mr. Rickard.
Oh, please, call me Jeff.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. No, you really were fantastic.
Oh, no. Kind of you to say so, Miss Clough.
Oh, please, call me Gina.
Oh, thank you, Gina.
Dad had been 2 galaxies beyond smug when he'd come back from the library. Not only had his talk gone down an absolute storm, but now he thought Gina might like him, and he was planning to ask her out. The captain wasn't so cheerful, though. The story about being on holiday with his crew had made him feel terribly homesick. There was no doubt about it. He was really starting to miss the Galileo.
Could it be that Jeff's finally going to ask Gina out? Would she go if he does? And should she ask him if he doesn't? Could you keep Captain Crimson out of trouble on a picnic? Would you be mad enough to take him in the first place? And should someone have warned him not to wear his red cape near a bull? Find out next week on Captain Crimson. Watch this space.